What's up, everybody out there in YouTube land? Wrath2501 here. Okay, guys, I got a video by Major Kill. Alright, this is every unique named Tyranid. Alright, explained by an Australian. You always have to point out that he's Australian. Anyway, I do find the Tyranids interesting. So let's see what kind of name. I thought other than the Swarm Lord, I didn't think there were any. So let's go.
Today we'll go over each of the unique Tyranid characters, going over their lore, how they were created, and where they are today. We'll also discuss why the Tyranids don't just spam these elite unique forms, since they are generally way stronger than normal Tyranids. Let's get into it. Each unique Tyranid stems from an existing form. For example, the Swarm Lord is a Hive Tyrant and the Red Terror is a Ravina, and so on. So they can be considered to be unique upgraded versions of existing Nids. Speaking of the devil, the first and greatest of the unique Tyranids is the Swarm Lord, the apex predator of the Tyranids and the closest thing they have to a physical faction leader or a Primarch-like character. Hive Tyrants are already the cream of the crop, but the Swarm Lord takes this a step further. Actually, it takes this like 100 steps further, as normal Hive Tyrants are considered to be spittles of cum on a horse skirt compared to this bad boy. The Swarm Lord is the Hive Mind's vessel. As such, it actually has somewhat of a personality and individual thought process compared to a normal Tyranid, which are just given commands from the Hive Mind. It's larger, stronger, and faster than a regular Hive Tyrant, with a much stronger synapse connection to the surrounding Tyranids. As long as the Swarm Lord is alive in a system, all Tyranids within it will be working at maximum efficiency and effectiveness. Its bone blades are also upgraded, having a crystalline growth within it that can cut through force fields and adamantium like a 9,000-degree knife through butter. The kicker is that this guy can't actually die. Whenever it's killed, its consciousness and memories are downloaded back into the Hive Mind, and then the Swarm Lord is remade on whatever Hive fleet requires its help. Hence he remembers each and every one of his deaths, learning and evolving from it. No Swarm Lord reincarnation is the same. It progressively gets thicker armor, sharper blades, and whatever other points of evolution it needs to avoid suffering the same demise twice. Sure, it does cost a shitload of effort and biomatter to rebuild him each time, but it's a small price to pay for how much of an asset he is. As far as I know, the Swarm Lord has been killed 6 times. Once by Marnius Calgar, twice by other Ultramarines, once by Prince Uriel of the Eldar, once by a Custodian Shield Captain, and once by Dante. However, there is a rumor that a new Swarm Lord is on the horizon, the Apex Swarm Lord, who was ascended to Primarch tier as a result of the carnage during the Octarius War. That'll be a spicy new model. Hive Tyrants aren't the only heavy hitters in the Tyranid roster. There is also the Carnifexes, with the greatest of them being the Old One-Eye, a seemingly unkillable Tyranid Carnifex that has been a huge pain in Ultramar's ass for years. It emerged as the Apex Carnifex during the Tyranid's first invasion of Ultramar, and it copped a plasma bolt to the face that melted its eye and brain. But he survived! It was frozen in an icy chasm which was found by some smugglers who thought defrosting the beast was a good idea. Spoilers, it was a fucking shit idea, as Old One-Eye quickly regenerated and ate their asses. The newly awoken Old One-Eye was cut off from the Hive Mind, but still had enough instinct, intelligence, and individuality to begin raiding and attacking settlements and convoys on Calf. Other surviving Tyranids that were in hiding flocked to Old One-Eye, and now suddenly shit was getting serious. Eventually, the Ultramarines had to return to finish the job, however couldn't cause meaningful damage until they once again shot him in the same eye, the only part of him that never regenerates. However, having a melted brain twice over wasn't enough to put Old One-Eye down, who continues to randomly pop up and plague Ultramar here and there, reportedly being killed over a dozen times. It's unclear how Old One-Eye gained its invulnerability, but the leading theory is that in making it an Apex leader Carnifex for the invasion, the experimental creation developed some powerful unintended mutations. I've talked about the Doom of Malantai
so he's an accident
now. By far the most retarded bit of Eldar lore there is, but it did produce a pretty fucking gnarly unique Tyranid, so there's that. The Craftworld of Malantai was engaging a weakened High Fleet Naga. As the Hive Fleet was being destroyed, the Tyranids fired a last barrage of Nids at the Craftworld. The Craftworld is isolated and killed the warrior and beast forms with relative ease, not really bothering to thoroughly purge the entire ship or follow up with the small slug forms that they thought would just die on their own, isolated from the Hive Mind. However, one of these slugs was an experimental Tyranid Zoanthrope that fed on souls and psychic energy rather than flesh, blood, shit, and cum. It was small, so it was able to sneak into the Craftworld's infinity circuit, that was full to the tits with Eldar souls, before then devouring enough to low-key become a god that proceeded to then destroy the entire craft world, hence its name, Doom of Malantai. This lore is kinda dumb for numerous
Dumbasses.
reasons. A, because you'd think a craft world would post guards around the Infinity Circuit, the most precious part of a craft world,
Yeah.
especially after a big battle, and B, surely they sensed something was fucked before the Nid was able to devour their circuit. It's also kind of a waste. The Doom of Malantai hasn't been seen since, and likely just overloaded from the amount of energy within it. Either way,
Exploded.
a bit of a grim moment for the Elder, and a wasted opportunity to have a unique Tyranid boss unit floating around, chowing down demons and souls. Some people say that the Tyranids aren't evil, as they are just acting on their basic desire to consume and reproduce. Well, those people are fucking retarded, and
Yeah.
the Death Leaper proves it. Lictors are already terrifying, stealthy Tyranid
Oh,
assassins
these
and
things,
hunters,
yeah,
but the
they're
unique
cruel.
Lictor, the Death Leaper, took this another step. On the world of St. Caspelin, the Death Leaper was unleashed. It knew that killing the world's leader would just inspire the world's defenders, so instead it massacred the leader's advisors, bodyguards, friends and family surrounding him every night for 10 days. No matter how much security, bunkers or defense was erected, the Death Leaper got in every time, leaving the leader as the sole survivor. Eventually, this broke the leader's sanity, thus ruined the world's morale, making it easy pickings for High Fleet Leviathan. That is some sadistic shit. The Death Leaper was larger and more powerful than normal lictors, with significantly more advanced camouflage abilities, allowing it to more or less go invisible and undetectable. All in all, absolute nightmare fuel. But
Yeah.
not as much a nightmare fuel as the parasite of Mortex.
Well, what happened to it?
This unique Tyranid was the result of the modification of a Tyranid warrior to make it more powerful, faster, more durable, with wings and an extremely horrifying stinger. On the fortress world of Mortex, High Fleet Kraken couldn't break the extremely defensive lines of the Imperials. There was just too many trenches, walls, guns, and other nasty shit. Hence, the High Fleet created the Parasite of Mortex, a fast-flying beast that would swoop into Imperial trenches, inject as many guardsmen with a unique Ripper virus as possible, then fly to the next trench. Within seconds, the virus would hatch Tyranid Rippers in the guardsmen's bodies who would eat their way out rapidly, causing trenches to get flooded with the Rippers extremely fast. Once the Parasite got involved, the Imperial defenders were overwhelmed and the world was lost. Fucking OP as shit, Jesus Christ. The Parasite of Mortex hasn't been seen since.
It's been said to be active in the galaxy in recent times, but there has been no actual in-lore examples yet.
Much like the Death Leaper, Doom of Malantai, and more other unique Tyranid forms.
Oh, so
when
they're
the
just, like,
Tyranids were
gone.
invading with different High Fleets, they would often experiment with new forms before entering them into mass production. The Red Terror was a prototype for the Ravina and Morlock Tyranid forms. It was dropped off at a mining world and then proceeded to terrorize the shit out of the planet, burrowing through mining areas to massacre everyone it could, consuming them and growing larger and larger. Eventually, it got on board a refugee ship, killing and eating everyone on board before then proceeding to massacre the world that the refugee ship landed at. It has since gone
Jeez.
missing, likely hibernating under the world it had just killed, waiting for more people to chomp on if the world ever gets resettled. It seems like such a waste for GW to introduce all these pretty sweet and powerful unique Tyranids, only to never mention
Yeah,
them
just-
again
just
or
wipe
give them
them away.
up-to-date unique
Well,
models.
GW
Only the Swarm
looks
mod
like it's
regularly
known for
reappears.
really, really
But is
shitty
there
writing.
an in-law reason for this? Why doesn't the Hive Mind mass produce these overpowered Tyranid forms? Well, it kind of does to a degree. All Carnifexes are now given powerful regenerative abilities from Old One Eye, whilst the Red Terror was the prototype for a number of large burrowing forms. However, these unique Tyranids take a lot of time, effort, and biomass to reproduce. They are also very situational. The Death Leaper wouldn't do very well against Space Marines, in comparison to the biomass required to produce it. Neither would the Doom of Malantai. They also run the risk of upgrading their Tyranids too much, only for the Imperium to develop a new strategy that beats them. Hence, the Tyranids may end up in a situation where it costs a fuckload of biomass for them to produce a bunch of Parasites of Mortex, only for the Mechanicus to create a very powerful anti-air Tyranid gun that shreds them. There's a reason why the Tyranids don't just make Hive Tyrants, and it's a similar reason as to why they don't blow all their loads, mass producing unique experimental
seriously?
Tyranids.
Okay. So that's that. Alright. So, yeah. So basically, the Tyranids are basically just wasted plot points, you know. They're pretty cool, but, you know, they don't... GW just has really shitty writing. Anyway, what do you guys think of the Tyranids? Like this video, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. Definitely click on the link to the original. Like and subscribe over at Major Kill's channel. I will see you guys next time. Tune in every day for new content. Bye-bye.